We're live on YouTube. We're live on X. Ian's fired up as usual, getting me fired up. About to be live.
Up.
Wait, we're not live on X yet. What's going on with X? A premium account is.
We're not.
Oh my goodness,
X.
You know it's not live on X right now because when you change your photo, it
you get logged out.
Takes like a week for the verify thing. So we're not live on X. Oh well, I can post it later. But we are live everywhere else.
Not a DDoS attack this time.
That's true. But we are so congested sometimes. We're vulnerable to DDoS, double D attacks also. Media was talking about when they were reporting on Elon saying it was a DDoS attack. They were saying Musk last night, without evidence, claimed that the live stream with Trump was hit with a DDoS attack.
This without evidence. Like they've got these phrases that just keep repeat. Without evidence, without evidence, without evidence. It's like a way to cast a spell over you. What do you mean without evidence? He's the fucking Twitter. He's the X guy.
Yeah,
he's got the evidence right in front of him.
Right. He's got to show it to them. He's got to open up their servers to them.
Yeah.
Their entire organizations are based on without evidence.
Yeah.
But making their audience just presume. It's just assertions, evidence-free. Propaganda.
Yeah, they call it speculation though.
We're speculating here.
Yeah,
we have sources outside of other sources across the street. They're playing a game of telephone with unnamed sources who know people who've been around the building that the conversation was had. I used to go through these articles and I would count the different ways that they cited an unnamed source.
Oh, nice.
And there was a while where there'd be 6 or 7 just different creative ways to say second, third, fourth-hand source that you can't trust at all. I mean, sources don't exist. We can't reveal our sources anymore because they won't come to us. So they have to trust us.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's very convenient.
Very, very convenient it is. So the most important story of today that I think we should start off with, because this is important news. It's the story of the attacks that are being leveled against my favorite member of Congress, Anna Paulina Luna, I think is how you say her name. She does great work up there in D.C. These old videos of her resurfaced and they spread around. They went viral on social media, showing her dancing in a MAGA-themed swimsuit.
Right.
That she says the Democrats were just trying to smear her by showing these. Did you see
probably
these?
Were. Yeah, I saw them, and I think they were trying to smear her. But it's the thing that's funny about it to me is
makes me sick.
This is the behavior that they should love it, right? I mean, this is the same crowd that lets naked men walk through cities in front of children.
You know,
I mean,
same crowd that sits on butt plugs and poles instead of chairs.
Maybe it wasn't racy enough. Maybe that's their problem. They're like, a one piece, one piece.
I don't know that I buy the Democrats released it. I don't know that the strategy of let's find a bunch of old videos and show everybody how beautiful and hot our enemies are.
That's her softcore sex tape.
Here is the video. We have to show it, and I'm just disgusted that they would do that. But yeah, this is one of those things where it's like people who are, oh, I can't believe someone shared that picture of me with my shirt off, and the guy's like jacked. And it's like, you shared that picture, dude.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Can you spread it for me? I feel like this is beneficial, not only to, I think, her, but to the Trump campaign, because it shows once again that conservative chicks are hot. Many of there's a beautiful women leaning right now. You could see them at that rally that I was at. You could see them at the Bitcoin conference, and you better step it up, AOC, because Anna Luna whatever her name is.
She's coming for you.
She's coming. She's coming definitely, and so are a lot of other people. After these images were spread around last night,
Mucho caliente.
Here she is. She was in the Air Force, you know. Yeah. Well, so Nate, that's the second part of the story. What you're mentioning there in the chat.
You know what's funny about the Air Force, Brad? Only like 1% of them even know how to fly. The rest of them just do other shit. They don't even get in a plane.
Most of them don't even look this good in a bathing suit.
Yeah. Anyways.
So here's the video. How dare she? So you think that's going to be more or less likely to make straight men who are in the middle say, maybe I'll give the right a try?
No, I think it's gonna. I think you've underestimated straight men in 2024. A lot of us are a lot more sensitive. We're not turned on by things like that. Like, first of all, she's not natural at all. Okay,
right.
She doesn't
and
have
I can't
any
tell anything
underarm
about her
hair.
intellect here.
She doesn't have any underarm hair. I don't know what book she reads.
Right. I bet her and her legs are definitely shaved. Gross.
Definitely shaved legs. She's basically colonized.
I mean, she's colonized, and she's never getting into Antifa.
No,
look like this.
No, not looking like that. She's got to put on about 80 pounds and get
at least
some blue hair,
mustache. So, yeah, I saw people posting stuff like, "Why are people going after her for having this video?" And this video was made in 2016, before she became a congresswoman, and she was actually a model. So she was doing some sort of modeling work, and I
some sort of modeling work.
I just don't know what the thinking is. So I don't really buy that the Democrats leaked this.
Good point. Good point.
So here's what she said, because she went to X blasting the Democrats for this, while also promoting this, because she and Trump, I think Trump actually shared a picture of or shared this video alongside a bunch of weird looking, or I gotta stop saying weird, a bunch of not so attractive Democrats singing badly. I think. Luna went to X and she said this. She said the left is attempting to make this a thing, yet they can't define a woman. Very low IQ behavior. Get over it. She then further quipped, "I'm confirming that I have indeed worn swimsuits, and you can all tell I'm biologically a woman." Yes, she absolutely is.
You can.
Yeah, I mean, that's very clear to me. She then said, "Oh, go ahead."
Old standards.
Right. This is the old kind of a woman.
Yeah.
The woman back in our day.
Yeah.
She then noted that she was previously featured in Sports Illustrated and Maxim, and she used to design swimwear and women's T-shirts before she became a congresswoman. And then she took another shot at the Democrats, saying, "I have a confession to make. Since the TikTok Democrats are on to me, I wear bikinis to the beach and mineral sunscreen. I would like to a location."
Mineral sunscreen?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but if she needs any help applying it, and her husband's not around. How many people looked up? How many searches were, is Anna Paulina married? Happen. That's probably like the top Google trending.
Yeah, all you got to do is type in AN in your Google search bar. The rest of that comes up.
And then you're right. Or just A.
Just A.
Just hover over the A. Everybody's like, "Damn it." She then said, "There are better things to do with your time than digging up modeling photos of me from almost a decade ago. I don't know that
That's so funny."
Then she said, "I don't know. I don't know that there are better things to do," is what I'm saying here. Because I disagree with her here. I don't know that there are better things to do for the Trump campaign.
Yeah,
this is the best thing they could be doing.
This is a good thing.
They should fire the Democrat who had this idea, if we accept the story there. Whatever, I love it. One of the reasons I love it is because when you are attacked by the opposition, as she said she is, Nate referenced this in the chats a moment ago, people are going to stand up alongside of you in solidarity. And solidarity was happening all over the internet with other conservative women posting their bikini photos, sharing them far and wide. And everybody's favorite theater date, Lauren Boebert, was not going to be left out
Yes.
of this trend here. And here she is. Let me make sure you can see this whole photo here. Here is Boebert sharing her beach. She's in a bikini on
Trump
the beach.
share his?
Do what?
Did Trump share his bikini photo?
I hope so. I haven't seen it yet, but I'd like to. So
I didn't
here's
realize
Boebert.
She had that much ink, like going.
And that's what everybody's. So this headline here, which I disagree with the headline, Lauren Boebert's massive stomach tattoo revealed after social media meltdown over Anna Paulina Luna modeling MAGA swimsuit. I don't know that it was a meltdown. Okay,
Yeah.
This Lauren Boebert is hot. She's stacked, and this is the exact tattoo that I would expect her to have, just a little bigger.
Sure.
If
That's
you
so
didn't
funny.
already know that Lauren Boebert was down to party, now you know.
Lauren would be a handful to date.
She's a grandmother.
An absolute handful.
I know.
Not a good time.
This is every time something like this happens, I think about her ex-husband, who we covered that story where he was kind of having a breakdown, and he doesn't need to see this type of thing. He just needs to turn off social media. And there's Anna. So they weren't the only two conservatives in politics who shared theirs. There's a number of other ones. Matt Gaetz' wife, Ginger, I don't know who she is, but also a New York Democrat, the chair of the Republican Party. I don't know her name. I don't care, but that's her. That's her right there. This is the kind of solidarity that I appreciate.
The swimsuit model of conservatives across the country was available online for $39.95.
Wait, what?
I
The
guess you can buy
swimsuit
that
modeled by
swimsuit
the
for
conservative. Oh, you can buy
$39.95,
it.
So I'm gonna
Can you buy
order it,
that
and then
actual? Was it like a game-worn jersey?
next week I'll wear it for the show. I'll get that.
Yeah, we'll do a little solidarity with them. This is the chair of the Manhattan Republican Party, Andrea Cat-Smittides. It's like she's got titties in her name, almost. And everyday conservatives all over my feed, I saw these conservative women is celebrating Anna, her very attractive body there, and there she is with a couple guns, and they were all sharing their photos too. So nice work, ladies. What's up, J-Dub? What a great story. What way to get your enemies back by showing them how hot you are. I mean, this is right up Trump's alley. This is like Miss Universe type stuff right here.
Oh yeah.
You know who needs to join in is that lawyer of his, that chick.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know,
Yes.
Well, I can't remember her name.
She was great. No, she's great.
Oh yeah,
though.
yeah. Man, so good for her.
What happens post-Trump? You know, like what happens to politics post-Trump? Because right now, with him in it, it feels like a hair metal concert. That's what
It
I kind
does.
of.
I mean, look, these are all over the place, dude. These are all over X today. There's
Oh.
more. Look at this.
It feel one of the best concerts I ever went to.
That's a congresswoman.
That's crazy. One of the best concerts I ever went to was Faith No More, Metallica, and Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And this feels like I'm living in that concert.
Yeah, it does. And they were playing classic rock music like that outside the rally at Georgia State. I mean, it was definitely a party. I love that here's Anna Paulina posted here. Then you have Boebert posted here. Then below that, somebody put Pelosi in a bikini, showing a little cleavage or bathing suit anyway.
That is hilarious.
Look at her, old Pelosi. What else we got? I don't know who that is. It just might be a regular person. Oh, that's Biltmore. She's running in the 7th district. Are you how are you not going to vote for that if you live in the 7th
She's
district?
a conservative?
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, she is a conservative.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen her somewhere before talking.
Man, oh man. Oh, look at this. You see the Democrat woman, conservative woman meme
They
here?
got that wrong. That's Democrat man, conservative woman.
Right. Yes, the gender fluid trans Democrat. All right, so that's a nice uplifting story. I thought.
I thought so. Thanks for sharing that. I think
Good.
we all
I
feel a
just
little more beautiful right now.
I wanted to do my part to make you feel beautiful and to give my platform to these women who are being attacked.
Well, that's very. Yeah, that's very. You're a good ally. You
Thank
gave
you.
your platform.
I'm not somebody to stand aside and not solidarity with these bitches. Okay, these ladies. So, moving on to the next story, the left-leaning media has been going pretty hard the past week. They've really coordinated their strategy here on how they're going to steal the 2024 election. Part of it is what I've talked a lot about, creating the illusion of plausibility that Kamala is not only can win, but is in the lead, which I don't believe it. I think it's fabricated, and I've given my reasons on that. A second part of this strategy is to relentlessly, using the same talking points across networks, warn their viewers about what Trump is going to do to steal the 2024 election and how it's being taken up to a whole nother level this time. And this is evidenced in an example I'm going to show you here. This is from an email that I received today from what's called Fair Fight Georgia.
Is this Stacey Abrams?
Yes, it is. It's a Stacey Abrams organization. What they do, Fair Fight Georgia, is they go find young black people who just turned 18. They'll try to, usually, ideally, they're drunk somewhere. They just say, get in the van. We're going to take you to register to vote. And we're going to throw a concert for you. And then you're going to vote right there while we just kind of, it's vote harvesting operation. It's kind of a shell organization in a lot of ways. She separated herself from, I think, the CEO of it, because she always does this. She creates these organizations. The organizations get sued for, deceptive practices. And she separates from it and creates another one. It's just like this. But this is the activist generating, let's get out the young black voters through vote harvesting. And they do all these trainings. And here's what the Fair Fight Georgia email says. Johnny Blastoff, that's me. That's my alias.
And no one's reading it. It's all automated.
Everybody's going, that's definitely not a fake name. There you go. Put this on screen for you. Oh, man. I froze up, didn't I?
Yeah, you froze up. It's okay, man. You just take it easy, man.
Give me 2 seconds.
You can get through this.
Give me
Brad
2
freezes
seconds
up.
here.
Brad freezes up
Once
when
a
he gets
show.
nervous. He gets nervous. He freezes up, and then I have to kind of fill in and stretch things out a little bit. So usually what I recommend he does is just kind of centers himself.
I just took a handful of Valium and did some breathing exercises, yoga. So I feel, thank you for coaching me through that.
Good. You did great, man. You're beautiful.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'm wearing a MAGA bikini right now, honestly. So here's the Fair Fight interview. Like once a show. It happens once a show. I freeze up. Johnny Blastoff. Georgia elections are facing more attacks from Trump's MAGA operation than anywhere else in America.
They're just launching. Yeah, they're just catapulting flaming things at
going right in. Yeah, and then they have a image of an MSNBC headline. Very credible organization. MSNBC: Trump and his allies are previewing their election sabotage plan in Georgia. We need to fight back, in all caps. And then there's a donate now button. But that headline from MSNBC, that is the talking point across all the left-leaning organizations and these activist organizations that's being sent out directly in emails, and they're conducting training sessions through Zoom and probably live, where they're conditioning them to go door to door, scare people about these talking points, conduct days of action driven around drilling this message in people's heads, so that let me tell you what they're targeting on, then we'll elaborate on it. Recent changes to the Georgia State Election Board have transformed have transformed it into a MAGA-aligned government body. Now, Garland Favorito knows these election board members. He's done the best work in the country of revealing the problems with the election in Georgia, and they lie about it all the time, or they ignore it, or they just make up stuff about him. I'll have him on the show, and I'll pull up random quotes about him from New York Times or other organizations that says that they interviewed Garland and that he said this and that, and Garland's like, they never interviewed me. That's all made up. Because they don't want people actually looking at his work. And so the state election board in Georgia, and I'm going to see if Garland can come on next week and give the good information about this. I'm kind of paraphrasing from what I remember him telling me last time we spoke. They did not have anybody that was helpful for investigating the election previously. Like actual problems were exposed, voter counts double counted, and then once Garland and them and Voter GA found some of these problems, they were supposed to be allowed to continue examining in other counties to see if the problem was replicated, stuff like that. And the judges would railroad him. They'd throw him out on procedural things. I mean, not the merits, just anything to not deal with it. And then the news spun that into, Trump's lost all of the cases. Not on the merits, he hasn't. So it's not true. And so they actually got some people elected. I think these members might have even worked with Voter GA. Don't quote me on that, but I think at least one of them might have. They're definitely allies. And they got elected to the Georgia State Election Board. And Trump thanked them for the work that they're doing to bring election integrity and to be a watchdog for the vote this upcoming election.
Sure.
And when he thanked them at his speech, the news the next day was, oh my gosh, Trump thanked these radicals. Everybody's focused on him attacking Kemp, the beloved governor of Georgia. Okay. But they overlooked the truly dark and dangerous thing he's doing. He's thanking and praising these MAGA Georgia State Election Board. They've infiltrated the Georgia State Election Board is what the news says. And here's what this email says. It says 3 of the board's 5 members have expressed doubts that President Biden won the state in
just expressed doubts.
Yeah, expressed doubts.
Simply expressed doubts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did not blindly say absolutely, treasonous to say otherwise.
Of course, there are doubts.
Right, it's normal.
Look at him now.
Totally. And Garland's acts, and this is just one example. Like I said, they have found double-counted votes and other problems and votes that went to Biden that were supposed to go to Trump, small samples of them before they were railroaded. So there should be doubts. They tell us that everything in Georgia, Fulton County government was cyber hacked for months. Everything's vulnerable to cyber attack except the Dominion voting machines.
Jeez. Yeah, I know. And like I've said before, share that technology with my bank, with AT&T.
Everything.
Please.
I mean, they could make a lot of money off of that technology right now.
Seriously.
With the dozens of cyber attacks that happen every single day, including all of our social
just
security
hoarding
numbers.
that technology.
Seriously, that's a monopoly right there. And then it says that this Georgia State Election Board is transformed into this MAGA-aligned government body, and also that one new member is a former Republican Party operative. Oh my gosh!
I love the word operative.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, they've got this operative. They wear a fake mustache. They go around in disguises.
They wear fedoras all the time.
They've
and
got
those 5-minute mask.
Yeah, exactly. A 5-minute mask. They got a sniper rifle that can break down and fit into a briefcase.
They shoot their way into every room they walk into.
Yeah,
just blow the door knob off.
Yeah.
And then it says they are trying to pass new rules that can be used to sow distrust in election outcomes and delay the certification of results.
New rules to sow distrust.
Yeah. What is that exact rule?
What does that even mean?
Well, I know I should have pulled up the exact rule that they the Georgia State Election Board, because they're making it sound like what they're doing is insidious. But it's not at all. It's common sense. Mm-hmm. It's something about reserving the right to. They want to have the power, and I'm going to butcher this, but it's something like this: that they are giving themselves the power as a state election board to not certify the results until they have examined them, till they've counted them, That's when that interview with Biden, when Biden was like, the thing they want to do, we're talking about counting the votes, counting the votes, man. Like that's some bad thing. That's what he was talking about. Are these Georgia election board members? Let me see if I can find the exact thing. So they're not going to put the exact rule in there because it's just such common sense that.
Delay the certification of the results. Just get it right.
Which is legal.
Right.
It's legal.
Just get it right. The elections it's in November. They take over in January. We got some time, guys. We got some time to look at the results.
Right. Yeah, they want to make it parallel to the January 6th.
I know.
Not certify the thing, which that's a whole psyop too. The so-called insurrection actually prevented the legal process of challenging them just to make sure that they got it right. So, they had everybody storm the Capitol, as they say, and then when they came back, the congressmen, and I think it was just men, who were going to vote against certification so that it could be further reviewed, then changed their mind because of the storming of the Capitol. So that actually helped prevent the legal process of double-checking the election. So I never tell people that. So the proposal would require 3 separate poll workers to count ballots at voting precincts on election night to ensure that they match the number of ballots recorded by voting machines. Oh, that's so evil and insidious. Jeez. So evil. The proposal is now open for public comment.
I'd like to hear the people who are against that.
Well, we just heard from one of them, Stacey Abrams.
I know. I'd like to hear, it's just so dumb.
But so this is a normal process, and what they're doing now, as this part of their way to steal the election, is they're already brainwashing people who follow them into not believing any of those actual. If there are problems with the vote count, these people who are brainwashed by them will automatically go, "Oh my gosh, a dark insurrectionist, right-wing Republican operative."
They want to regulate every single right we have basically out of existence, except this one is absolute. This one, we can never have any kind of rules or regulations or guardrails around the election. You got to leave it alone.
That's exactly right.
Free for all.
Yeah, they want to discredit it so they can continue to do whatever they want.
Whatever they fucking
want. In case
want
they need it. That's absolutely what it is. And so this is their stealing of the election, and it's just so blatant to me. A couple comments. JC says that MAGA will implode. You were talking about what happens after Trump. MAGA will implode from grifters out competing each other to become the new face of the movement. None of them will have any principles, so it will be ugly. And I'll add to that, none of them will be as good at doing what Trump does.
Yeah, I don't think Trump has a succession plan.
Trump is a personality. He is a performer, and he's better at that than anybody that I've seen in politics. He says Trump is the only thing gluing the whole movement together. That is, I agree with that. Nate says too many babes, computer running hot. Yes, that's very true. Too many babes were up on screen at one time. Okay. And then they have this clickable link here. As MAGA prepares its election sabotage strategy, it's critical that we're prepared to fight back. Can you rush a donation today to help Fair Fight sound the alarm and mobilize activists whenever voting rights are threatened? What, I got to run it somewhere? I got to get in my car and drive a check over?
Yeah.
As fast as I can. Chip in now. Listen to this language, man. The MAGA-aligned state election board members are changing Georgia's election rules less than 85 days until the election. Some of the new rules could be used to delay or block the certification of the results. The rules could increase workload demands on overburdened election workers, which could overwhelm county elections offices and even stop certification. Okay, there's plenty of people that are going to be willing to do that. So that's just a BS claim there. Another proposed rule would give local election officials the power to stop the counting of the votes and delay or refuse certification altogether, which flies in the face of Georgia law. Now, there's conditions that are met. They can't just be like, stop the count right now because I say so.
Right.
I am MAGA.
But that's how they want to always present it.
Yeah. We're watching the groundwork be laid for the obstruction of certification of the 2024 election results, Johnny Blastoff. At the local level is where they're saying Georgia is truly a battleground state that will be pivotal to the final results of the election, which is exactly why Donald Trump and the GOP are so focused on changing the rules of the electoral process. If your Georgia vote wasn't so powerful, they wouldn't be trying so hard to suppress it. Flair for the dramatic, for sure. As a Georgia voter,
man.
do it.
They really do. They really are cosplaying pretty hard.
You know, Stacey Abrams she writes fiction novels now about professions that she would be. So she's like the star, and she's like a spy, and she's like saving the world from bigotry.
And her character, it's her, Stacey Abrams.
She writes characters based on other jobs. She says that she just what she told Seth Meyers, other jobs that she.
I hope she gets cast as the next James Bond.
I would love to see that.
I would fucking watch
I want to see her as Kingpin in the Daredevil series.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to see. Fight. I want to see her play against what we normally.
You want to see her range?
Yeah, I want to see her range. I want to see her against type. You know.
I don't know if you saw her in Star Trek, probably. Selena Montgomery. That's her. Yeah, that's her pen name. Dana. That's what she calls herself. Yeah, when they put her in Star Trek and they made her president of the world, they didn't have to make her look like the size of the planet.
She was president of the world or the universe?
It was just the world.
Okay.
Yeah. And they put her in the most... She's already a big gal. They put her in an outfit that made it look like she was about to be orbiting, in space, because she looked like a planet. It wasn't a good look. And I got to say, I thought she would be a little bit of a better actor than she was. It wasn't up in her wheelhouse, perhaps, maybe the dialogue. Sweet Cheek says, MAGA, more like FAGA. Jack Burton says, I'm so sick of real life being a movie. Yeah, they have this philosophy of being the best show on television as the news to just keep us hooked and keep everybody engaged and divided.
Yeah, I know. And I'm completely plugged in.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I am too. It is entertaining at times. It does get exhausting, and it does have real world, effects on people in their lives, and identity politics, especially. To finish up this email, it says, as a Georgia voter, please check your voter registration status regularly to help get family and friends registered today. So that's if you have somebody who is in a coma, make sure you try and you put the pen in their hand and try and at least make it look like their handwriting. If you have to sign something like that. And with early voting starting soon, now is the time to make a plan to vote. You can also sign up to be a poll worker in your county. Like to show up dressed as a stripper.
Every time I show up to vote and the poll worker's there, I just feel like they know I'm not going to vote Democrat.
I throw dollars at them. Yeah, no, they do because they have a kind of a judging eye.
Oh, judgy eye. They're kind of like looking up and down because because the county I live in it's definitely going more blue, but it's a pretty solidly red county. Has been, except the workers, of course, are all going to be super libs.
Right, and there was a story the other day about you can tell a lot of people's politics based on look at their face,
Mm-hmm.
For example, a Democrat male is easy to spot because of the dicks in their mouth.
Right,
it's unmistakable.
Right,
and the woman is easy to spot because she calls herself a man or neither, and her hair's purple and she's works at Starbucks. Which I was seeing all these stories about the Olympics, about all these Olympic athletes and having to go back to normal. And I'm like, yeah, that must be really hard after spending 2 weeks being praised and called an Olympic icon, not for anything you did athletically, but specifically because you're a flamboyant trans, having to go back home and be treated just like every other trans who works at the Starbucks you work at.
You're not a special trans anymore.
Yeah, everybody's trans here in America. Anna P says, yeah, I bet I can match most figureheads and whatnot to cartoon characters from my childhood. That's funny. Yeah. Finally, it says, if we spread the word and turn out the vote, we have the power to stop MAGA's election sabotage scheme.
It's their scheme.
It's a scheme. This is our democracy. Thank you for fighting to defend it. Fair fight, then donate. Should I chip in? Look, they give me the opportunity to. They'll put $500 in.
Remember Inspector Gadget? It was Claw. Claw was the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know? Right. And
Who's Claw?
Claw was the name of the organization. It was a.
Okay. Right.
Right. And that's how they're trying to frame. That's how these guys try to frame MAGA. They try to frame it like you are fighting against real evil. It's real evil out there.
Yeah. That's some of our friends believe.
Oh, they really
those
do.
messages too. I'll never forget when one friend we know, when we were talking after a show, and I was like, in the real world, when people aren't communicating through their screens, where you get the most attention by being the most extreme and just fighting with people, especially on X. But most people agree on more than they disagree on. I was making that point, and he said, no, there actually is a white Christian nationalist problem. And I'm like, can you make a list of all the white Christian nationalists, for me, please? Just get back to me on that.
Well, I mean, they're not here, Brad, but they're everywhere.
Yeah. I know he just read a study that was published, and he didn't read past the headline because the headline said exactly what he told me. But when you actually read the data, they found it basically concludes at the end that there's like zero white Christian nationalists.
Zero.
And the people that think that they are one or know what it is mistake it for patriot. The terminology, they get all confused and stuff like that. And yet he was led to believe that it was a real problem. So, okay, mineral sunscreen is zinc-based and chemical-free. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so, Sweet Cheeks, you say they had to vote Dems out at the DMVs in Arkansas today?
Yeah.
Were they requiring transgender surgeries before you get your license?
Yeah. Did you put your pronouns on your license?
Yeah. Just cut your dick off. Leave it in the box.
Go back in there and put your pronouns on your license.
Would you like to donate your organs and your dick?
I'm sorry? My organs and my
Yes,
dick?
yes, they. Yes, just stick your dick in that hole and slide it far in.
What do you guys do with all these dicks?
Well, Bill eats some of them. We give the rest of them to women becoming men.
Yeah, I always wondered, do they give a trans man a choice? Like, is there like a dick selection day?
Yeah.
Do they go in there? Is it like, would it be under like little silver? Here's on a platter. Here's one. Here's a small,
the pick. Yeah.
medium.
Be a good game show.
Mm-hmm. Do you think?
I think you should match with people. You get.
I think it would tell us a lot about you, depending on which one you picked. If you had to choose, do you pick one that's sensible and proportionate, or do you go hog wild? Yeah. What do you do?
I think a lot of guys might go hog wild, and they might even live to regret it. It's like the women who have really large breasts and end up with back problems.
How big do you think Elliot went?
You talking about the actor?
The actor,
Studley
Elliot
actor
Page, the
from
Studley
Umbrella
badass
Academy,
actor, Elliot
who,
Page.
for some reason, gets his own page on the credits and goes first every time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably went Coke can, or maybe something like this. Transparent and 1 liter size Coke bottle.
Jeez. So stupid.
Yeah. It's so. J-Dub says, I am in Cali and these libs are straight commies. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, it's got to be rough out there. That's where Kamala came from. And
I have a good buddy of mine out there. He's my only non-lib buddy out there, and he can't stand it.
why doesn't he leave?
Because he's got a good job.
See, he's a writer or something like that.
No. He was a musician, but not anymore.
Okay, so they announced today that J.D. Vance and Tim Walz have agreed to an October 1st debate on CBS. And I just want to give a quick preview of what that debate might be. You're a Nazi. You're a communist. You're weird. You put tampons in boys' bathrooms. You fuck sofas. You guzzle horse semen. There's your debate.
I would love to see that debate.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. There'll be stuff about stolen valor and all that, too.
I'll tell you, man, I have been thinking more and more about prepping and figuring out how to build a homestead. And
a lot of listeners do that.
Oh man, I'll still join you on the show, but I'll be living in the mountains on my homestead.
Well, I mean, I'm saying we have some homesteaders that listen, and they have a lot of knowledge.
I catch myself watching videos on YouTube of people building log cabins.
Kyle, who commented about the mineral earlier, I believe he's got a homestead. Always posting beautiful pictures. Bostic was a member, by the way. So Denver was asking earlier today about what is Bostic's position again? It slipped my mind, Denver. Something with the Federal Reserve. I can't remember what it was. But yes, Bostic was a member of the Divine Nine Black Freemasons. That was a great question. And we'll have to dive deeper on that on another show. So the cost of living is so high in California. You get paid well, but wouldn't be smart to leave. Tough call. Yeah. All right. So a couple quick stories. I know you got to dip out here in a minute, but there's been a lot of Secret Service stories.
Oh, I love Secret Service stories.
They announced today that Trump is going to be doing outdoor rallies again.
Good.
Because they have a plan in place. And so what they'll be doing is they'll be erecting bulletproof glass and surrounding Trump by it. I mean, this like you said, a concert. You imagine Trump just coming up out of the center of a stage, surrounded by bulletproof.
That's what I want. That's where I want this to go. I want pyrotechnics and smoke. Let's just turn politics into the show we know it is.
And with that bulletproof glass, you can have a real AK just running by, dressed like Rambo, just firing at the glass.
Yeah.
And Trump
and
can do.
He acts like he's down, and then he gets up. He goes, "I'm okay."
Yeah, you could do that.
Fight, and everyone, cheers.
Maybe some Matrix dodges.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I like that.
What was it that?
I wrote a script. I wrote a script. At 11, I wrote a script called President Badass. We wrote it right after Osama bin Laden was killed. Yeah, Trump is basically President Badass.
That's how he carries himself. But this is an optics thing that I think works well, and I would definitely brand it. I would definitely brand it. And there's another Secret Service story. We had the one last week or earlier this week where they put security tape, or they put tape on a camera of a local business and broke in.
Oh yeah.
Well, now a female agent who was assigned to protect Trump at his recent rally in Asheville, North Carolina, apparently left her post for a little while to go breastfeed her child, who for some reason, as a Secret Service agent, decided it was bring your kid to work. That doesn't seem like the best job to have your kid at work with you.
Brad, I don't think you understand how hard these Secret Service moms have it. Okay.
Right. They don't have any help at home.
They don't have any help at home.
They got somebody needs to superimpose a baby sucking on the teat of that woman in that photo of Trump holding his fist in the air.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Denver says, let's turn the presidential election into an 80s Arnold film.
Yes. Now we're talking.
Yeah. So the agent who was protecting Trump, this is a quote from a report that was published about the incident, abandoned her post to breastfeed with no permission or warning to the event site agent. And according to the report, the site agent responsible for overseeing security for the rally was conducting a final sweep of the walking route 5 minutes before Trump's motorcade arrived, and found the female agent, quote, breastfeeding her child in a room that is supposed to be set aside for important Secret Service official work, like potential emergency-related situations that the president could be involved in. 2 members of the female agent's family were also purportedly found in this room. Just bring the family
We're finding out a lot about the Secret Service. That basically they are metro cops.
Right, apparently.
I mean,
so.
they're basically subway cops. Let's be honest.
It feels like the Keystone Cops at this point.
Yeah.
The report then says what I pointed out a moment ago that seems like the most obvious statement in the world. Quote, a working agent on duty cannot bring a child to a protective assignment, the report reads. Really? Has that always been? You guys never told me up front. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. At least she breastfeeds.
That's true.
Could be worse. Could be soy milk given.
Yeah. Or horse jizz.
That's true. But, which we know what happens there. You become Kamala Harris's vice president if you drink too much horse jizz. The sources who spoke to the person who wrote the report claimed that the agent and her family members bypassed the uniformed division checkpoint and were led into the room by an event staffer who was not properly cleared by the Secret Service to be in that location. The agent in question is from the agency's Atlanta field office. What a shock. A Fulton County agent, probably in the Divine Nine.
Oh, my gosh. Way to go, Fulton County. I know exactly. I can hear when she's busted for it. I can just hear all of her excuses. That's great.
Fannie Willis sent me.
I got
Trump needs to purge anybody from Fulton County, except these election people. Anybody associated with it, it's not good. It's not a good. It's Gotham City.
It is a terribly run.
It's awful.
County. The city is terrible. So corrupt.
Yeah, and it's the Federal Reserve Chairman and CEO of the Atlanta Fed that Denver asked about earlier today. We looked up to see if that person was also a member of the Divine Nine, Black Freemasons, like everybody associated with Fannie Willis and Stacey Abrams in Fulton County. And as it turns out, yes, he is. He every single freaking time. The Black Freemasons run Fulton County.
Wow,
that's not an exaggeration.
No, they.
All right,
get their hands in everything.
They sure do. With their hands in everything. You got time to do one more quick story?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see what we can find here. I won't do that one. Well, let's go. Let's go back to an old, one of my favorites. Let's pick something from the Smoking Gun together. I like choosing Smoking Gun stories with you. It's very rewarding.
Thanks, Brad. That makes me feel seen.
It's
beautiful.
This is a funny headline. This isn't Smoking Gun, but it's a dental worker fired for mocking patient's diary is relishing becoming a viral piece of shit. I love it. I'm an asshole. That kid's diary. What's the dental worker doing reading your kid's diary anyway? It's a little weird.
I mean,
look at this kid. He's retarded.
We got to have heels.
All right. Let's see these.
I don't see anything on the screen.
Yeah, I'm pulling.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I'm pulling her up now.
All right.
Is that share? All right. Here we go. So we got in the most popular stories. Number one, you guys can vote in the chat too. Oh, plot twist says Sweet Cheeks. It's Ashley Biden's diary. The dental worker. It's gonna be fun. Number one, cops. Man shot father 74 over stinky feet jibe. That's an interesting title. Number two, library girl just got booked on felony drug rap in Texas. Number three, a widow, 73, bilked out of $113K by phone fraudsters. Number four, dentist charged with alleged burrito battery. Another dentist story.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get these robo-dentists in after all.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Number five, seasons beatings for South Carolina.
Man, I see either 4 or 5.
I'm going with 4 or 5 as well.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Man, I'm thinking 4. We got to go with this dentist.
The dentist theme.
We got to
You're
see
right.
what's
We
going
got to stick
on
with
here.
the theme. And this is a smiling. I love the smiling mug shots.
And I like burritos.
Burritos are good. I don't like dentists though. I don't dislike them. I just don't like going to the dentist. Dentist charged with alleged burrito battery. Domestic squabble triggered by fast food spread. An argument early Saturday began over Dr. Esha Persad, a 34-year-old dentist, getting her husband Taco Bell and McDonald's for his birthday. What is this guy, Trump?
Jeez.
Like, what'd you get me for my birthday? Taco Bell and McDonald's, honey.
Ugh.
That's great. She's a dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of toilet time the next day.
Maybe it's like, I'm going to give you just disgusting food and candy, and then she's going to get in a bikini in solidarity with the conservative women
True.
and just clean her man's teeth all night. During the 12:20 a.m. squabble, Persad allegedly threw a soft shell taco, thank goodness, could have been dangerous otherwise, at the 35-year-old birthday boy. Of course she would do that on his birthday. Just let him. And he probably said something she took the wrong way. She's drinking, and she decides to ruin his birthday and his taco in one fell swoop. The delicacy struck the man on the right side of his face, cops reported. It's good that they examined the strike. When a patrolman responded to the couple, their St. Petersburg residence, the burrito was still on the victim's face.
I can't get it off. I can't get it off.
I'm turning into a taco. I'm a taco. It's ridiculous. It is unclear why an arrest report alternatively refers to the Mexican missile as a taco and a burrito. Oh, now those are dangerous. Those are very, very dangerous.
Yeah, can be.
Though perhaps the investigator was actually referring to a tortilla. You got to really know your Mexican food when you respond
You do.
to a call like this. The victim, who has been married to Persad for 5 years, said he was not injured by the Taco Bell menu item. I want to know how the cops were called. Was it an argument? Was it she throws the taco at him and he goes, really? Yeah, you just assaulted me. I'll call the cops. And she says, oh, like they're going to believe you. And she says, I'm not taking this thing off until they get I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm going to leave. Don't you even think about touching it.
I'll do it. Get your hand off. And I guarantee you.
Yes, officer, I do need you to get an ambulance. I need to get to an emergency room, and I need to have this burrito removed from my face.
My wife is trying to murder me. Right. And then maybe after it's removed surgically, they bring it back and present it to him, and he eats it the next day. Leftovers. The victim who, I already said that part. After being read her rights, Persad reportedly said she threw the burrito at the victim after he threw a bag at her. A claim the man denied. He said, I don't throw bag. I don't. Can you even throw a bag? You throw a bag and
show me. Is it on her face? Is it on? Do you see any bags on her face?
There's no bag stuck to her face or anywhere.
Yeah, nothing.
Look, a bag. There's no weight.
Yeah, if I threw a bag at her, she'd be dead. Okay.
You take one more step, I will throw this empty bag at you.
Wasn't even balled up.
It's open. It just flutters in the air. Persad was arrested for domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and booked into the county jail, from which she was later released on her own recognizance.
Recognizance. Yeah.
Persad and her spouse last year purchased their Florida home for $535,000. Interesting. Persad grew up in the Bangapore, India, and she holds dental licenses in Florida and South Carolina, where the couple previously resided. A bio on the website of the dental practice where Persad works notes that she and her husband wholeheartedly embrace the coastal lifestyle and delight in savoring our community's different culinary offerings.
No, AI wrote that for you. No one says that.
It's weird.
Right?
That's a weird thing to add.
Yeah.
I wonder if she has to.
That's crazy.
Like sex offenders have to go knock on the doors of their neighbors. At least that's what they show in the movies.
This is what's insane. I know, and this is what's insane that we. Come on, like we can't. As a cop, you can't go. All right, listen, dude. You're being a pussy. You're being psycho. Do you have someplace you can stay tonight? Okay, you stay there tonight.
Don't be a
Chill
pussy.
out. Nobody throw any
This
more
taco's
food
hot.
bags.
This
Yeah,
taco's hot.
yeah.
Hot plate. Hot taco.
Sir, you keep saying taco. Is it a taco or is it a burrito?
You want to find out for yourself?
Okay, now you're threatening me. Do you want to get arrested as well? Do you
Man
want to
arrested for assaulting an officer with either a
Yeah.
burrito or taquito.
The judge
some
threw
other
the bag
Mexican
at him.
Bowl of cheese dip in an empty
My
bag.
goodness.
So I wonder if she has to tell her, dental patients before I, have this weapon that I can put in your mouth. I committed aggravated assault recently against my husband with a taco. And
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor, but it's a hell of a misdemeanor, right? It's domestic battery, right? Isn't that what it is?
yeah, she's like a spouse beater now.
Yeah.
There's no differentiating it when you call someone a spouse beater. It doesn't matter if it's a baseball bat or a taco, same thing, or an empty bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just can't throw
Yeah,
food at people.
it's very, very dangerous. So I wonder if they're going to stay together, if that's going to be the end of them. I mean, she did ruin his
They work
birthday.
it out. I know.
I do too. It was her fault. He was just wanting to enjoy his birthday.
Yeah.
What happened to the McDonald's is what I want to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something the story leaves out. Taco assault. Where's the shell? Good one, Dana. That's funny. The worse than the UK UK people over there
What's that? Oh, gosh,
assaulting
what a
each other
hellhole.
with bland, tasteless food. It's just
What
disgusting.
a hellhole that's got to
Yeah.
be to live in right now.
Yeah, I can't even meme over there. All right, Ian. Thanks for hanging out.
Of course.
Thank you guys for hanging out in the chats. It was a great, lively chat. I appreciate all the great comments. And we will do it again soon. We'll talk to you guys next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day and be careful around those tacos.